cargo deck rests deep within the hull. Steel walls hold their cool shape. Overhead lights remain steady. Nothing here prepares to move. The ship does not feel asleep. It feels paused, like weight suspended between tide and harbor. Rows of secured containers stretch into shadow. Their surfaces remain unmarked. No straps loosen. Everything stays locked in place. The floor is ribbed metal. Lines run straight and parallel. No footsteps cross them. The surface feels solid, balanced by its own weight. A faint vibration lingers in the steel, not from engines, from memory of movement. Then it settles again, barely noticeable. Time begins to loosen here. Minutes stop forming sequence. They rest quietly against the walls. Nothing presses forward. Air circulates slowly between containers. Not enough to cool, not enough to shift sound. The temperature remains even, uninterested in the hour. Along one side, a narrow ladder rises upward. Its rungs stay untouched. No shadow climbs them. The vertical path remains unused. Light reflects faintly off painted surfaces. Edges soften. Corners blur gently. Nothing sharpens into focus. Above, the deck plates remain still. No crew crosses overhead. No footsteps echo down. The ship holds its weight quietly. A cable runs along the wall, secured at measured intervals. No tension pulls against it. It remains exactly where it was set. Time spreads wider. Moments sit beside one another. No direction forms. The pause feels sufficient. The containers do not shift. Their locks remain sealed. Nothing adjusts. The cargo feels complete in stillness. Somewhere beyond the hull, water moves. Unseen, unheard. The ship does not respond. Metal absorbs every small sound. Even silence feels softened. Nothing travels far. The space feels contained, insulated from change. Light continues without flicker. The glow remains neutral. No shadow grows deeper than another. Everything feels balanced. Time loosens further. Minutes lose their edges. Presence replaces progression. The night feels suspended inside the steel. The ladder remains unused. The containers remain aligned. The floor remains cool. Each element holds its place. No signal announces departure. No horn sounds. No engine turns. The anchored ship remains at rest. The cargo deck does not anticipate motion. It does not prepare for unloading. It simply remains neutral, reliable. Air continues its slow passage. Light continues to glow. Steel continues to hold. Nothing presses forward. Above, the harbor stays quiet. Below, stays firm. Inside, the deck remains still, each layer balanced against the other. There is no sense of ending here, no final inspection, no closing signal. The space feels complete as it is. The cargo deck remains inside the anchored ship. The water remains outside. The night remains wide and calm. Everything stays aligned, orderly and undisturbed through the long, steady hours before morning. The deck remains unchanged within the hull. No strap shifts, no latch clicks. The balance holds without effort. Steel walls keep their cool tone. Painted markings stay visible. Nothing fades under the lights. The structure feels fixed and grounded. Between the containers, narrow aisles stretch forward. Shadows settle at their edges. No movement crosses them. The alignment feels precise, unchallenged. A faint resonance lingers in the metal, not growing, not fading. It blends into stillness, then disappears. Time loosens again. Moments stop lining up. They rest quietly beside one another. No sequence matters here. The ladder remains vertical and unused. Its surface stays dry. No hand grips the rail. The path upward waits without expectation. Air moves slowly through the rows. It does not stir loose dust. It does not shift temperature. The atmosphere remains even. Locks on the containers stay sealed. Numbers remain clear. Nothing requests inspection. The cargo feels complete in silence. Somewhere beyond the steel, water moves along the hull. The deck does not answer. The ship does not respond. The separation remains firm. Light continues its steady presence. No flicker interrupts it. No brightness changes. The glow feels neutral and constant. Time spreads wider once more. Minutes lose their weight. Nothing urges them forward. The pause feels sufficient. The floor remains ribbed and cool. No sound echoes across it. No footprint marks its length. The surface stays untouched. Above, deck plates hold their position. No crew crosses them. No vibration reaches below. The upper levels remain distant. The cable along the wall stays secured. Its path remains straight. No tension pulls against it. Everything feels anchored. The cargo deck does not anticipate unloading. It does not prepare for departure. It simply remains available, steady, contained. Air continues to circulate. Light continues to glow. Steel continues to hold. Each element stays aligned. No horn sounds in the harbor. No rope tightens against the dock. Nothing signals a change. The anchored ship remains at rest. Time loses more of its edges. Moments flatten. Presence replaces progression. The night feels sealed within the hull. Containers remain still. aisles remain empty. The ladder remains untouched. Nothing shifts its place. The cargo deck stays inside the quiet ship. Water stays beyond the steel. The harbor stays calm. Everything continues in balance, undisturbed and steady, as the silent hours pass unnoticed. The deck holds its quiet weight inside the hull. No chain tightens, no latch releases. The arrangement remains exact. Between the containers, air stays cool. It does not gather. It does not thin. It simply rests in the narrow aisles. Light settles along the steel ribs of the floor. Lines repeat beneath each row. Nothing disturbs their pattern. The symmetry feels complete. A faint shift moves through the hall, not from motion, from water leaning gently against metal. Then it fades, leaving the steel unchanged. Time loosens once more. Moments stop aligning. They rest side by side, unrelated. No direction forms. The ladder remains fixed in shadow. Its outline stays sharp. No hand finds the rail. The path upward remains unused. Numbers printed on the containers stay clear. Paint holds steady. No surface peels or cracks. The cargo feels settled into permanence. Somewhere above, the harbor breathes quietly. Ropes hold their lines. Water brushes the dock. None of it reaches this level. The cable along the wall remains straight. Its clips hold firm. No vibration travels through it. Everything feels anchored. Light continues without variation. No glare, no dimming. The glow feels measured and neutral. Time spreads again across the deck. Minutes lose their edges. Nothing presses forward. The pause feels complete. Steel absorbs the smallest sound. Even silence feels softened. Nothing echoes. The space remains insulated from change. The containers remain sealed. Their corners stay aligned. No shift suggests movement. The cargo rests without demand. Air continues its quiet passage. Light continues to rest. Metal continues to hold. Each element balanced against the other. No horn sounds above. No engine turns. No order is given. The anchored ship remains patient. Time loosens further still. Moments feel equal. Presence replaces sequence. The night settles deeper within the hull. The aisles remain clear. The ladder remains vertical. The floor remains cool. Nothing alters its position. The cargo deck stays quiet. Water stays outside the steel. The harbor stays distant. Everything continues aligned, contained, and undisturbed, as the long night holds steady around the anchored ship.